What's going on, gamers? RussLyman here, and welcome back to another episode of Russ's Retro Reads. This week's episode, we're taking a look at the complete Virtual Boy book here. This was put out by Jeffrey Wittenhagen, and I'm actually a contributor to the book, so let's get into it.
Books, guides, magazines, and everything in between. It's about video games, and that's what I read. Yeah, that's what I read. Russ's Retro Reads.
So this is the base cover book here. It has the Virtual Boy on the front with the controller and some cool red backgrounds as well. And the back of the book has a couple graphics from the game and reads, Nintendo's Virtual Boy is the first 3D ready system right out of the box. Go back to a time when red and black was all the rage, and where pixels could have unfathomable depth. This is the complete Virtual Boy. And it has unreleased homebrew games in here. All physical release games are covered as well. The Nintendo book, you didn't know you need it. There is also a different cover you can get if you backed it at a certain Kickstarter price, and it's a wooden cover that's inked with red or something like that. Looks really cool. I'll show a picture so you guys can check that out, but let's get into it here. So it's got a couple ads for the Virtual Boy here. It looks like a Japanese ad, and all the copyright stuff. And here is our table of contents. Console overview, hardware collectibles, US releases, Japanese exclusives, unreleased games, physical homebrew releases, digital homebrew highlights, contributor stories and reviews, and backers and thank you. So it's 172 pages. Plenty of stuff to go through here. Let's read a quick part of the intro here. The Nintendo Virtual Boy was touted as the first portable console able to display true 3D graphics. It uses a parallax effect in order to create an illusion of depth, even if the hardware wasn't quite capable of fully utilizing this effect as efficiently as Nintendo would have liked. And here it shows kind of a breakdown of how the images are displayed on both of the eyes and then put together on the screen. Promo items. Wow, look at that Virtual Boy kiosk. It's a giant Virtual Boy. Can't say I've ever seen one of those. And that's a sweet trucker looking hat there. Virtual Boy. I wonder if any of those are on eBay. And wow, that looks like an arcade cabinet. Almost similar to what a, I guess, Play Choice 10 could have been. So you could try it out. Over the years, the Virtual Boy has developed an obsessed fan base that has helped keep the system alive far longer than Nintendo had ever imagined. Within the community, there are multiple creative minds that have made some amazing Virtual Boy related items. From Nintendo concepts like the head harness and link cable to completely customized fan-made items. There's a lot out there. Guess here's that link cable there. Throwing it to the Nintendo Labo, kind of like a throwback to the Virtual Boy there. The Flash Boy, I actually have one of these. I purchased the Flash Boy a couple years back. With the Flash Boy Plus, you transfer ROMs to it with a USB port on the top of the cartridge. Yep, it's right up top there. No fancy menu system for multiple games, so you are regulated to loading single games at a time. But still pretty neat concept. So I got Jack Bros on my copy right now since it's the most expensive Virtual Boy game. And then here's a breakdown of the games. I'll show the cover of the game itself. This is 3D Tetris and, you know, some of the gameplay on there. So it's kind of going through all the games. Galactic Pinball. I don't have that one either. Golf. Another one I got to pick up. And there's Jack Bros. Most expensive one. Really fun game though. Fun, you know, platformer. Mario Clash. Got that guy right there. Really fun. Tennis. Nestor's Funky Bowling. Pretty sure that's the only game Nestor's been in. Nestor was in, you know, the Nintendo Power magazine, so. Panic Bomber. A Bomberman game right there. Waterworld. Here's another expensive game. Not the greatest visually too. They had to go with the sea being all black, and then your character sprites are red. So it kind of looks like a big void of nothing. Nice, that's some cool art right there. And here's Japanese exclusive Virtual Boy games. Wow, this kind of looks like a Doom. Wow, this one looks really cool. Got the haunted house out there. If there's not a lot of text, you'll be able to play it. Here's a Tetris game that came out on the Virtual Boy. Virtual Bowling. Jeez, can't even say it. Virtual Bowling. Is this a fishing game? Yeah, fishing game. Okay. And here's some unreleased games. Bound High. Kind of looks like a puzzle game. Faceball. Nice. Space Pinball. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Virtual Boy physical homebrew releases. So these are games that are people are making themselves. Looks like Tic-Tac-Toe here. 3D Battle Snake. And Street Fighter. Well, Hyper Fighter, they call it. I definitely heard of that one before. 3D Battle Snake. So I guess it's like the game Snake you played on your phone back in the day. Blocks. Alright. And a sequel. Did so well. Blocks 2. Fishbone. This game looks cool. I like the art style. Very cartoony. Looks like a fun little game. And this is obviously a Flappy Bird clone here. Flappy Cheep Cheep. And you're using the flying fish from Mario Brothers there, and you got the warp pipes and everything. Okay. Game Hero. Wow, okay. Like a Guitar Hero. And here's Hyper Fighter. The Street Fighter on Virtual Boy. Wow, Mario Kart Virtual Cup. Wow, this looks pretty good too. Developer Dog P. Physical, yes. I'm gonna have to see if I can track down a copy of that. Awesome. Virtual Boy Game Boy Emulator. Really? Look, wow, Link's Awakening right there. Super Mario Land. Virtual Boy Game Boy Emulator is a really unique program, as you can play around 4 of your favorite original Game Boy games on the Virtual Boy on a single cartridge. Some games work better than others, with the creator giving me recommendations as to which games he could put on my cartridge. Even the games that technically work are still pretty slow to play in the system, which can be frustrating, but at least they work. That's still pretty cool. Metroid's on there. Wow. Now this looks really good. VB Racing. A racing game. Looks similar to Outrun. Wow. Snatcher on the Virtual Boy. Someone ported Snatcher on the Virtual Boy. Created as a tribute to the programmer named Red Metal, Snatcher is a demo of the classic CD game that shows off how a visual novel type game would look on the console. While there isn't any music, the graphics look amazing and the scene transitions nicely. Wow, who would have known? Snatcher. You get it cheaper on the Virtual Boy than Sega CD. Alright guys, but the main thing is we got contributor stories here. And there's a bunch of people that contributed to it, and I myself was one of them. I could give you a little brief reading of what I talked about with the Virtual Boy here. I'm on page 169. Growing up in the 80s and 90s was definitely a peak time for video games, and I can remember getting my first Nintendo console, enjoying it so much. Super Mario Bros. Was a blast to play. New consoles were coming out every few years, and as kids, of course, we wanted to own and play them all. Unfortunately, sometimes our parents could not afford to keep buying us the newest console when it came out. I would oftentimes get to experience new consoles at a friend's house, where maybe they got the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. Well, this was the case when the Nintendo Virtual Boy came out. I got some images here of me playing the Virtual Boy, and actually the rental case that I just refurbished from Blockbuster Video. I got a little picture here with the new foam and everything. And yeah, really excited to be in there. Where's my closing lines here? I mean, come on, it's not as bad as the Tiger R-Zone. Facts. And yeah, here's a couple other people that contributed, and all the Kickstarter supporters at the end. And there's Jeffrey with his daughter just hanging out. Virtual Boy, bada bing. So yeah, that's a quick overview, guys, of the complete Virtual Boy book. You guys can pick this up, I believe, for $30. There will be a link to the website down below, and you can grab yourself a copy. And if you guys haven't checked out me restoring the Blockbuster Video case, be sure to check that video out as well. It's a really fun DIY project and something unique to the Virtual Boy that you don't see very often. Well, that's it for this one, gamers. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already and hit that thumbs up button. And as always, I'm RussLyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit. I'll see you next video. And I want to give a super shout out to all my Patreon supporters: Dan Buchanan, Joey Ellis, George Sandoval, Joseph Riviera, Nintenjo, Joe Sheevy, David Apuzzo, Maynard, Brian Culpepper, TechWizX, Matthew Hannigan, Alex Kaz, and my newest Patreon supporter, Mike Michelini, and all my other Patreons. Link below if you want to join, and I'll see you later.